A new update in a case that expanded from Texas to Qatar.
Look, come on, Daddy. Come on. Can't get over here. My car, boy, not ready, but you're not ready.
Remember him? That's YouTuber Cory Pritchett Jr.
Get ready to dive into the intriguing case of Cory Pritchett Jr., a Houston-based social media influencer who has found himself at the center of a scandal that has everyone talking. Accused of a horrific crime, Cory has been cast as the villain in both the courtroom and the media. But what crime is he being accused of? Is there an underlying racial bias at play because he is a Black American? And most importantly, is he truly guilty? These are the burning questions on the minds of many. Join me in this deep dive as we unravel the shocking truth behind the Cory Pritchett Jr. case. You won't want to miss this. According to court documents, a Houston-based social media influencer who was arrested on kidnapping charges last week after initially fleeing the country, has been released from jail on a $200,000 bond. Following an incident on November 22nd, a warrant was issued for Cory Pritchett Jr.'s arrest in Harris County. He is accused of driving two women who informed the police that they were afraid for their lives to a secluded location west of Houston while displaying a gun and compelling them to exit his car. Pritchett was taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping last week.
I moved to Dubai. The people just want feel so good out here. My kids, listen. So I'm having more kids, right? With my future wife, for sure. And Aiden, my kids are gonna be homeschooled, bro. It's getting real wicked in the United States.
Shortly after the arrest warrant was issued in late December, Pritchett posted on TikTok and Instagram that he was departing the country to begin a new life in Dubai. According to court documents, authorities with the FBI confirmed that Pritchett traveled to Doha Airport in Qatar on a one-way ticket.
A lot of y'all not paying attention because a lot of y'all sleep and the news outlets are not speaking on a lot of that's going on there. It's gonna get real over there. Y'all might think I'm lying. Y'all might think I'm just talking. Y'all seen other people probably saying it. But you know, people don't believe until the hit the fan. That's one thing I noticed about most people in the United States. They want to party, live life, until it hit the fan. When they hit the fan, and everybody, oh, they want to scatter. No.
Pritchett came back to the Houston area later and was admitted to the county jail on January 17th. A judge turned down Pritchett's request for a reduced bond during a court appearance on Thursday. As reported by KHOU, a lawyer for Pritchett stated during the court appearance that he had traveled to Dubai but returned voluntarily to the U.S. to confront criminal charges. Pritchett is required to wear a GPS monitor and surrender all travel documents in his possession, including passports and visas, as part of his bond conditions. He is not allowed to have firearms, consume alcohol or drugs, or have contact with the 2 women he is accused of kidnapping. Pritchett's defense attorney, who was appointed by the court, could not be reached for comment on Friday. Pritchett has built a huge fan base on social media and has a personal YouTube channel that has attracted nearly 4 million subscribers. He boasted over 1 million subscribers on a separate YouTube channel he shared with his wife and frequently promoted his music career on social media. As per the investigators from the Houston Police Department, Pritchett encountered the 2 women at a gym on November 23rd. They exercised together and rode ATVs before going to a bowling alley that night. The women reported that Pritchett began to behave strangely at the bowling alley when he and his friends saw a group they had encountered problems with before. Pritchett departed, but the women had items in his car, necessitating a meetup with him on the west side of town. Court documents state that they were dropped off and entered Pritchett's car after he offered them a ride home.
So we'll start with just like the basics of kidnapping. So kidnapping is a 3rd-degree felony. And so that's like the intentional or knowingly abducting of another person. It's escalated to an aggravated kidnapping with a couple of different circumstances that can occur.
The women informed investigators that Pritchett did not take them home, but rather got onto Interstate 10 and began to speed toward San Antonio. According to them, he informed them of his belief that someone was pursuing him due to the assumption that he had torched a car belonging to someone. As they sped away from Houston, the women informed investigators that Pritchett brandished a gun and issued threats against them. He also reportedly fired several shots out the window, according to their statements. Court documents reveal that Pritchett made a phone call to a woman and stated he had the perfect opportunity and was driving to the middle of nowhere and no one could hear them scream. The woman told investigators about an incident where the man threatened her, saying, "I am going to expletive you, and then I'm going to kill you." This chilling pronouncement engendered in her a sense of fear and exposure. With the situation escalating, Pritchett realized that she was exchanging text messages with another person regarding the threat. In a last-ditch attempt to regain control, he grabbed their phones in an effort to sever their means of communication and intimidate them further.
The offense has a punishment range once it reaches aggravated kidnapping to first degree. First degree has a punishment range of up to 99 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Now, if Cory can show that this is one of the defenses that he dropped the ladies off in a safe area, then technically the charge can be reduced to a second degree.
Court documents indicate that Pritchett abruptly decided to reverse direction and return to Houston. While driving on Interstate 10 close to Sealy, he stopped at the roadside and confronted the women in his vehicle. He is said to have told them to leave the car, saying, "This is your only chance." There appeared to be urgency in his tone, and the women found themselves with few options as they confronted a surprise threat. Against 1:30 a.m. in the early morning hours, the women ended up marooned on the verge of an abandoned stretch of highway. As they huddled together in the chilly, tense night air, they hoped for a passing vehicle to offer some relief. After they had walked for almost an hour, a driver saw them and halted to provide help. The vulnerability they had sensed started to shift into gratitude as assistance finally arrived. By cross-referencing the women's accounts with cell phone records, including call logs and messages, and utilizing screenshots from the Life 360 app that detail their locations, investigators have confirmed the accounts provided to the police. By strengthening the reliability of their accounts and aiding in the creation of a more precise chronology of events, this meticulous investigation of digital evidence proved beneficial. What do you think about Cory Pritchett? Do you think he's guilty or the women are just making up stories? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more discussions on critical issues like this.